Hello everyone, welcome to your 11th C++ tutorial, and in the last tutorial we were talking about functions, and during that tutorial I talked a lot about call by value and call by reference. Now let's just delete this code. Now what call by value and call by reference is a method of passing the arguments into your function, and they have a fundamental difference which I'll show with an example. So let's create a new function, void swap. Let it have two integer arguments. Okay, and now let's give it a definition, int a, int b. Okay, current 0. Okay, now this function is going to be swapping the values of these two variables a and b. So the way you do that, there's a simple algorithm so in which you create a temporary variable. So int t, now t equal to a equal to b, and b equal to t, and that is the how you swap values using a temporary variable. There's another way without using the temporary variable. I'll be showing that later. So now let's just create two variables in our main function, int x equal to say 20 and y equal to 10. Sorry, y equal to 10. Okay, and we'll be calling the swap function x comma y. We are passing the values of x and y, and we just want to print out the initial and final values. So before x okay, and same, we just copy paste. Before y, and we'll be printing the value of y, and after swapping, now okay, so this is our function, main function, and now let's go ahead and run this. So remember x is equal, okay, what? Oh, sorry. Okay, remember that x is 20 and y is 10, and after this, what we should get is x is 10 and y is 20. Y is 20. Yeah. So if you go ahead and run this, okay, what is wrong? Oh, sorry, it's a void function. You don't have to have it turned out. Sorry. You go ahead and run this. So so like I said, x is 20 and y is 10. But now we see that the values of x and y have not been changed, and this is because we just passed the values of a and b. This method that we've used is called call by value. And the difference between call by value and call by references is that the value does not get swapped. And just to be sure, I'll show you it's not something wrong. The algorithm is not wrong. If you do it just like this, turn this into a comment. Just to show you that this is the correct algorithm, I'll just keep putting this instead. Replace a and b with x and y. Okay, so if we go ahead and build and run this, we see that the values indeed do get swapped. So it's not wrong with our code, it's just that we've been using call by value. So now if we remove this part, just put back swap a comma b, sorry, x comma y. Okay, so now I'm going to be showing you call by reference, and this is what's going to actually change the value. Now in call by value, what happens is we're just passing value 20 and 10, and that is what a and b is, and then a gets the value of 10 and b gets the value of 20, not x and y. So in call by reference, we actually use the memory address of the variable, and how we do that is by using the ampersand key. Ampersand is the another way of writing and in normal English. So it's shift and 7 for those of you who don't know. So that's your ampersand, and just change this as well. Now if you build and run this, you see that the values do get changed, and that is because this time we've used call by reference, and that uses the memory address of x and y, and therefore by changing the value which is stored in the memory address of x and y, we change the value of x and y basically. So that is how it works. Okay, now before I end this tutorial, I said I'll show you another method of swapping variables without using a temporary variable. This t is a temporary variable which is just being used for swapping. So if we do this, now it was a equal to a plus b, b equal to a minus b, and a equal to a minus b. And a equal to a minus b. Now if you go ahead and run this, it should work the same exactly, yeah. So we get x equal to 20, y equal to 10, x equal to 10, y equal to 20 after swapping. So you can use either of the algorithms. The temporary variable one is easier to remember, but this is a little more efficient considering it's using one less variable. So that's pretty much all for this tutorial. Go ahead and go through this tutorial once because it's important for you to understand these concepts, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.